Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Blessing Banjo. In today's video, we'll be learning how to cut a 6-pieces blouse using the shoulder dart. Let's go through the measurements here. The blouse length is 24 inches. Shoulder to chest line 8.75. How did I get that? I divided my bust by 6 and I added 1.5, which is 7.75, and I also added 1 inch shoulder slant, which is 8.75. My bust point is 10.5. My half length is 16.5. In this tutorial, we will be learning how to cut a 6-pieces blouse with a shoulder dart using the bust dart technique, and which means the front half length is different from the back half length. So you can actually do it by looking at how busty your client is. Then, like now, my half length is 16.5 and my back half length is 15 inches. So that's 1.5 difference, which we'll be using as a bust dart. Or you can take this on your client. Just take 2 measuring tapes, tie one around the half length where you'll be using as the half length, then tie it around it, make it firm, then take your measuring tape from your shoulder to that measuring tape that you tied for the front, and then take your measuring tape also from the shoulder at the back to where you tied for the back. That's your back half length and front half length. So let's continue with the tutorial. I'll be marking my neck width. I'm using 3 inches, and then I'll mark the shoulder. Shoulder is 7.5. I'll mark the 7.5 down. For the front, I'll be marking 1.5 inches as the shoulder slope, 1.5. This is because the front is actually deeper than the back. The front is deeper and more slanted than the back, so I'm using 1.5. Let's come to the armhole. The armhole depth is 7.75. And how did I get this? Your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. And the bust is 37 divided by 6 plus 1.5 is 3.85. So I'll mark it here. So this is the front. I'll be taking 0.5 inch because the front is deeper than the back. So I'll call this the across front. Is actually deeper than the across back. So for the back, I'll be using 0.25. Then I'll come here and mark the bust. The bust is 37 divided by 4 is 9.25. I'll mark that 9.25. The waist is 29 divided by 4 is 7.25. Then I'll be taking that of 1.5. So I'll mark 1.5 here. So don't forget that of 1.5. Waist is 29 divided by 4. That's 7.25. And the hip is 38 divided by 4. We have 95. So I'll be connecting these lines together here. Yes, so I've been able to do this. Then let's take the dart. The bust span, which is also called nipple to nipple, is 8 inches. So I'll be marking 4. You divide 8 into 2, that's 4. So I'll mark 4. I'll also mark 4 here. Then I'll connect together. Then I would take my dart. Remember 1.5 So that would be 0.75 on both sides. So I will connect it together. Then at the hip line, I want to open it up by 0.25 on both sides. That will be 0.5. So this 0.5, I'll have to add it back to the hip line. Then I'll clean the first one. I'll be marking the neckline 3 by 3, neck depth 3, neck width 3. The next step is to mark the shoulder dart, and this is how you get your shoulder dart. You mark what you have here and you divide it into. So you mark what you have here and you divide it into 2. Then I'll connect it from my bust point to here. So I'll connect it like so. So this is the shoulder dart. So the next thing now is this. I'll alter the neckline. I want to use a deep neckline. Here is 6 and then here is 4. Since this is 3, I marked 1 here, so which makes it 4 inches. Then the last thing for the front is to mark the bust dart. Remember, we are using the bust dart technique. So what I'll do is to mark from here. I'll mark 1.5. The front half length is 16.5 and the back is 15 inches. So that's 1.5. So I'll mark that. And from here, which is my bust point line, and I'll connect it. I'll connect it to my side seam. I'll connect it to, please note that you are connecting it to your side seam. So this is the back, and then we have, this is the starting line, then the chest line, which is 8.75, the bust point, which is 10.5, and then the back half length, which is 15 inches. So this is how you get your back full length, your back blouse length. After marking your half length for the back, which is 15 inches, you come to your front, you measure what you have from the half length front to the full length. So here we have 7.5. We have 7.5. So you come to your back and then you also mark it 7.5. So this is 7.5 here, 7.5. So after doing that, let's continue with the measurement. Shoulder 7.5. Then mark the neck width, which is 3 inches. Then I'll come here and mark my shoulder slant 1. So the back is 1. Then I'll connect. So after doing this, I'll come to my half length here. I'll come to my half length and tighten the back. I'll tighten the back by 0.75. Doing this will actually prevent your back from having folds. It will prevent your back from having folds once you tighten your back. So you tighten your back by 0.75. So it prevents your back from having folds. It allows your zipper to lay very well at the back. From here, I'll come down by 3 inches and then connect to my half length. Then I'll connect down to my full length. Did you see that? So we have been able to tighten the back. Then let's begin to take the measurement. Taking the measurement now, I'll start by taking the bust. The bust is 37, which is 9.25. So I'll mark that. And when I'm marking my bust, I'm marking it from this line. I'm marking it from this line. So I'm marking 9.25. The waist is 29, which is 7.25. Then I'll mark 1.5 inch that intake. Remember, I took this 7.25 from here. So I'm taking this 7.25 from here, not here, please. So then the hip is 38. 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. I'll mark that. And remember, for the front here, for the front we took about 0.5 inch, so I'll just add it together here. I'll add it together here and then connect. I'll be taking my dart. The bust span is 8 inches and 8 divided by 2 is 4. So I'll be marking my 4 from where I tightened. Please take note, I'll be marking it from where I tightened. So if I calculate what I have, that'll be 4.75. So I'll also come here and mark 4.75. I'll also come down and mark 4.75. Then I'll mark a straight line. So remember, we took that of 0.75. So I'll be marking that 0.75. I'll connect to my bust point. I'll connect down and I also mark 0.25. I'll open my dart by 0.25 on both sides. So coming down here now, remember for the front, we did the across front, it was 3.85. The across front 3.85. So I also come here and mark 3.85. Then I'll go in by 0.25. This is because the back is not as deep as the front. So I'll connect here. I'll mark the neckline for the back. I'll be doing a very simple neckline for the back. I'll just mark 1 inch here like so, and I'll mark 2 inches here. For the back shoulder dart, I'll measure what I have from here to this 3 inches point. That's 4.5 divided by 2, that's 4.25. So I'll connect to my bust point, to my dart here. So that's it. So we are done with the front and back. Let's begin to cut now. I'll be cutting the front first and show you how to close your dart. And then also show you that once you close your dart, this and this would actually match up. These two side seam, this is the back side seam and this is the front side seam. It would match up. And remember that the front is on fold. So the front is on fold. So let's cut this side first. So this is how you fold it. You can just fold it this way. You follow the lines. So you follow this line, that line. So you follow it and then you just push it. See, you take it this way and then you push it like so. You push it, and that's it. So that's how you close your dart. Can you see? So did you see that this line is actually pushing forward? So what you just do, you take your ruler and then connect again. So just connect here to the waistline. So then what I'll do now is to close this. So I've been able to close this now. So cutting this, so I advise that before you cut the side seam, close the bust dart so that you can join it together. We have been able to cut the front. So this is the front. One thing I just want to do is this. If you check here, you notice that it's a little bit pointed. So what I'll do is to just correct it and it won't affect your measurement, but it will help to prevent pointed edge. It will help to prevent pointed edge. So what I'll do is to just cut, can see? Yeah, so we don't have any pointed edge again. Then let's cut the back. Here we have the back pattern, so you don't mistake any for each other. It's better you just write. So this is the center back and this is the side back. This is the center back where the zipper will be, and this is the side back. So this is the front, so this is the side front, and this is the center front, which is on fold. So now let's put the two sides together. Once you put it beside each other, just look here. Did you see that they are matching up? So once your subtraction and everything is right, they would match up. So here is the main deal of the class, cutting it on the fabric right now. Remember, we are cutting 6 pieces blouse. So the next thing I'll do is to measure what I have here. I'll be starting with the center front, which is on fold. So I have 3.75. So as to know what I'll be folding on my fabric, it means I'll be folding 4.5 plus 3.75. So that is 8.25. So I'll be folding 8.25 like this on my fabric. I've been able to pin my center front to the fabric. So the next thing I'll do now is this. You straighten this out. So I'll straighten this out, and here also. The next thing I'll be doing now is to add sewing allowance. So 0.5, 0.5. I'm using 0.5 inch sewing allowance. So I just want to show you how to add sewing allowance to your pattern. So now to make a 6 pieces blouse, what I will now do is because I don't want my flare to begin from my waistline, so I'll just come down by 0.5 inch here. I don't want it to begin from my waistline, so I'll mark 0.5 inch and then connect. So it means then connect. So I'll now mark 4 inch. Yes, I'll be using 4. I would say you should not use more than 5, but it depends on how full you want your 6 pieces blouse to be. But really 4 inch, 4.5 to 5 is very okay. You can even make it smaller depending on what you want to achieve. So I'll then connect like so. So this is it. Here you have it. So this is the 6, this is the center front. So I'll connect my sewing allowance up 0.5 inch. I'll sew everywhere like so. Did you see that? So I hope you got that. I came down a little bit by 0.5 inch from my waistline because I want it to be firm at my waistline. So then from that 0.5 inch, I connected it down here. The next thing I'll be doing now is to cut, and then I'm using 0.5 inch sewing allowance at the hemline. Then when I'm cutting, you can see I'm not making it sharp. Very important that you always extend the lines. So I've extended the lines. Then I will add my sewing allowance of 0.5 inch. After adding my sewing allowance, this is the zipper side, this is the center back, and I'll be using 0.5 inch also. So then I'll come here. Remember that we are using 4 inches. We are using 4 inches, so I will extend this line and then mark 4 inches. Then don't forget that at the waistline here, I'll come down by 0.5 inch because I want it to be smarter at my waistline. It means my A shape will begin from here, so then I'll connect it down. So the next step I'll be doing now is to cut. So let me start from here. Remember the hemline is 0.5. So here it is now. This is the side front. So what you do is you straighten up the lines. So remember we have 2 sides now. It means I'll be using 2 inches here because this is the side front. This is the side seam, the side front. So I'll be using 2 inches now as my seam allowance. 2 inches as my seam allowance. So after marking 2 inches, then I'll come here. Let me straighten this out too so you can see. I'll straighten this out. So don't forget, we have been using 4 inches for the fullness. 4 inches for the fullness. So I'll mark 4 inches, then I'll mark 2 inches again. So that's 6 inches. Then I would mark like so. So this is the side seam. Then we just do the same thing we have been doing here, ½ inch. And here I'll mark 4 inches. I will lift this up and then continue marking my sewing. Can you see I lifted it up and then I continued marking my sewing allowance. So we've been able to cut this now. I want to teach you how you can manage your fabric. What you do when you want to cut the side back is this. You cut the side back this way. The fuller part will be here while the slimmer part will be here. So do you understand? But because this fabric we are working with is a pattern fabric, and if I do it this way, it will affect the pattern. So in case you are working with a pattern fabric, this would not work. We come down by ½ inch. So this is the side back. This is the side back. And then remember for the side back, we did 6 inches. 6 inches for the side back. So we'll also be doing 6 inches here. I'll be doing 6 inches here. So I'll mark. We are taking 2 inches at the side back. So from these 2 inches down, I'll mark ½ inch. So connect. So I'll be drawing another line. Then I'll connect here like so. Can you see that? So 6 inches for the side back. Remember 4 inches and then 2 inches sewing allowance, 4 inches fullness and 2 inches sewing allowance. I'll come down by ½ inch. So I'll come down here, then mark the ½ inch. have been able to cut the side back, and then I need to correct this, that I didn't do this here. I didn't come down by half an inch, so it's still possible to here. So I didn't come down here by half an inch, so I'll just come down, mark the half inch, and then connect it back to this line. So I need to show you that I'm doing it on all the line. So I'll just cut it out. So I've been able to correct that. So I'll come here too. I've been able to correct it for the side front. Then we are done with the pattern. Going through the pattern now. This is the side front and the center front, and this is the center back and the side back. So can you see that? The side back and the center back, the side back and the center back. So the last thing I'll just say is this: ensure you notch important lines, especially the waistline. So I would say you notch it, very important, so you can follow that when you are sewing, and the bust point. So it's important to notch. So I'm going to be notching that for all the sides. So very important that you notch that for all the sides, so that it will be very easy when you are sewing. It will be very much easier when you are sewing. I want to say thank you so much for watching me. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you have any question in the comment section, kindly let me know and I'll be answering your questions. You can join my Facebook group, Lenora Fashion Line, and also join my WhatsApp community, where you can ask questions on anything relating to fashion and get answers. Or if you need community of women who are passionate about learning, join my Facebook group and my WhatsApp community. I want to say thank you so much for following me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.